Always jamming to the intro music. Absolutely. I love it. Brings good energy to start to the episode. So, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Bill Vitiello. I am from the Victory Bank in Limerick. Welcome to this episode of Chamber Chat. We are in season 9, and it seems like it's been a hot minute since I hosted. I've been enjoying seeing all the other hosts and their conversation with our guests. And we also hope the timing is a little bit better for everybody. Maybe doing it in every other week. This way you can catch every episode. But if you can't, for some reason, we do have it on the podcast. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube as well. So you can consume that content anytime if you can't join us live. So once again, my name is Bill Vitiello. On my fancy sheet here, I'm told to name an interesting fact about myself. I'm actually going to name 2. One, I love pizza, which I've revealed on this episode before. I don't discriminate, fresh, frozen, brick oven. It's all good by me. And second of all, I collect film cameras. Yes, you heard that correct. Film cameras, not digital cameras. So I take old cameras, clean them up a little bit, run some film through them, and get creative. So that's me. Thank you once again for tuning into this episode. So we also are so grateful to have this season's While You're Chewing, We're Chatting sponsors, the Brakeman's Cafe rather, Smoothie Q, and Manatoni Stillworks. So this particular episode is sponsored by Brakeman's Cafe. Located in Boyertown, they're across the street from the Colebrookdale Railroad passenger station. The cafe has a theme resembling the railroad with a brakeman theme. If you're not familiar, brakeman being an old-time railroad worker. At the cafe, they offer Twin Valley coffee, specialty lemonades and teas, breakfast, lunch, and much more that can be enjoyed in their indoor seating or outside under the beautiful magnolias. And if you have not been to this location, it is a must visit. I go there several times. I've gotten many things from the menu. I've gotten caffeinated from there as well. So it's definitely a must visit. And today, we're actually going to help your visit if you haven't gone there. We're going to award a $50 gift card. That's 50 gift card from Brakeman's Cafe just by commenting on this live episode of Chamber Chat. And we look forward to seeing those comments. So thank you once again, Brakeman's, for sponsoring. And I'm looking forward to getting back. It's been a few weeks. I was over at the Colebrookdale Railroad the other week for an event during PickFest, but haven't gone in there for a few weeks, so I'm due back. So, okay, so while you're chewing, we're chatting, and today is no exception. If we, Haley, be kind enough to bring on our next guest. Her name is Gina Aiello. Gina is a real estate agent from Keller Williams Realty Group. Gina, welcome to Chamber Chat. How are you?
Bill, thank you very much. It's such a pleasure to be here with you.
Oh, you're welcome. So we've never met before. Well,
No.
we met about 3 minutes ago, which is what I love about Chamber Chat, because on a normal basis, would you and I connect? Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe.
Same thing with other members, right? So there's certain members that might go to certain events, maybe only in the evening, and they don't see members who go to a luncheon, or vice versa, or the opposite with breakfast. So this Chamber Chat is a good opportunity just to get to know another member of the membership and create some relationships. So I would encourage those who are listening and those who are watching, if you want to reach out to Gina, I'm sure she would love to have a conversation with you. So welcome again. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I introduced you, but you're going to do a much better job of introducing yourself. So why don't you introduce yourself to the audience, please?
Okay, sure. I am a real estate agent with Keller Williams. I'm in one of the most incredible offices with Therese Brittingham at the Keller Williams Realty Group in Collegeville. I think how we initially met, we had the office on Lewis Road right behind Victory Bank. And I believe Therese had built a relationship with the bank, and that's how she connected with you and with the organization. During COVID, actually, we moved here in Collegeville. We are on the complex where Pfizer and Dow are. This is, sort of the center of our stomping ground. We are TriCounty as well. We serve mostly clients within the Tri-County. We do go outside of that, but for most agents, going further than that is probably more difficult. But we do serve as real estate agents in Pennsylvania, all of Pennsylvania. I actually have been in the industry. I'm in my 5th year, and Keller Williams has been amazing in education, in building you up, giving you the tools that you need to be an agent. I'm not going to say that I've been absolutely full time from day one. It has allowed me to be a mom. I'm a single mom. It's allowed me to take care of my dad, who's 86 years old and still kicking, but definitely needs more assistance. But I come from fitness. So I spent 30 years as a fitness trainer, fitness instructor. I went to Drexel for nutrition and biochemistry. So I come from service, though. And when I transitioned over, it was something very natural for me. My dad was an investor. As a dad of 5 children, he also had 5 properties. And I would be the one child that would go with him to every single property, dealing with tenants, doing leases, rehabbing them between tenants, going to the settlements, things like that. And so this has been sort of a backside calling for me for a very, very long time.
Yeah, so you have 5 years in the industry, but it probably really feels like 30, right? I'm
Oh
sure.
yeah, yeah. As a little girl, like I said,
Yeah.
we grew up in Chestnut Hill. We had properties in Chestnut Hill. We actually had a cottage in Green Lane, so we would travel up to Green Lane as well. We had some properties in Winmore. Well, my dad would have tenants in them, and yeah, it was something that I think somewhere in the back of my mind, like someday I'm going to go in real estate. Someday maybe I'll do flipping. Someday maybe I'll do renovating. Just different aspects of real estate. I personally have a calling. I have a calling to maybe work with an organization that does an outreach. So when my business reaches the capacity of, let's say, buying a 5 unit, a 10 unit that needs a little help, buy it outright and then donate it as a resource to people who are in need. Maybe like the Laurel House, maybe like, women in transition, not necessarily just women, but people in general who need some sort of transitional housing.
What an amazing goal, first of
Mhm.
all, and just to have the forethought that you already know that you want to contribute back in a very meaningful way to the community.
Yes.
That would, if I look, you're you, obviously, that
Yeah.
would motivate me every day. I'd be getting up and being like, come on, I'm one step closer. I got to get another step closer to doing this. So good
Yeah.
for you.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
awesome. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, look, we're in a kind of a really little bit of a wild time. I mean, some people
Mhm.
might think that things have calmed down a little bit, where I think over COVID, there was a lot of transactions happening, right?
Mhm.
Inventory was out of control and there was a lot of people making moves. Now that maybe has calmed down a little bit, but now you see interest rates kind of going up a
Mhm.
little bit. So I just wanted to get your perspective. I mean, I see a little bit of it from the bank side and what we
Right.
do, but I wanted to get your perspective on it, if you wouldn't mind sharing, please.
Sure. Sure. What I'm seeing, so I work with a couple lenders very closely. Um, I'm not going to say exclusively, but there are some lenders that serve my clients to the best of their ability, and it's hard to find someone that is so attention to detail and so compassionate with different individuals. So I do keep in touch with them daily, and I do keep an eye on what the market is. I actually have, as of last night, interest rates are up to let's say between 6.6 and 7.5. And that's for both FHA and conventional. So that's one thing I'm seeing.
Mhm.
Um, the variation between the two is minimal now. It used to be that if you went FHA, maybe you could get a point or two lower. And I'm seeing that now they're running side by side. So that's a huge difference. There are still buyers, even with the interest rates the way they are. Um, I still am bombarded with more buyers than sellers, and I'm going to say that that has not changed. Things are staying on the market longer because people are more picky. If they're going to be at a higher interest rate, they are being much more choosy about what it is they're purchasing and at what price.
Yeah,
Um,
can I ask a quick question about your buyers? What is there a specific demographic that you're seeing that are primarily looking, or is it still run the gamut there?
it still runs the gamut. I have cash buyers, which is amazing to have still. And I have regular homeowners that are upsizing, downsizing, um, older people that are leaving their residence and finding, let's say, their forever to downsize, and younger people that are just looking for just starting out. We have still have first time home buyers. A lot of them are utilizing the first time home buyer programs, but then, like I said, it looks like FHA, PFHA are running side by side with conventional loan interest rates, so that it doesn't do them a service as far as interest rates go.
Okay. Do you see a lot of people, or is everybody that you're seeing from this area, or is this area desirable for people maybe coming from the city or from another state because of a job relocation? What are you seeing?
I'm seeing still people in this area, Montgomery County. I live in Chester County, just on the border. Chester, Montgomery, Berks. People are still moving. People are still selling. People are still buying. I know across the country there's such a variation. I did pull an NAR, the National Association of Realtors report. Um, it looks like in some areas of the country, like we're still kind of a little bit above the curve as far as what the entire country is doing, because they're seeing a dramatic drop, let's say, on an average over the entire country, because there are some areas that are slowing down much quicker. Now, the West Coast is insane. The West Coast looks like it's just like we were a year ago. Um,
Wow,
yeah, is that not crazy?
it
Um,
is,
so maybe we should all just move to the West Coast, bring our
right?
home to the West Coast, sell it at that price point. Um, but we are still players in the market in this area. It's slowing
Yeah,
down a little. Houses aren't going off the market in 2 days. You don't have to get your offer in today because they're going to ask for final, best and final tomorrow, right? It's not that way anymore. Their average right now, days on market, is 14, which compared to some places that are now 30, it's still good. It's
hmm,
the way I look at it. So I got into the market, I got into the industry in 2018 as an agent. And I'm going to say this is going to be closer to what I saw back then, as opposed to what it was over the last year and a half, 2 years, even since COVID. In COVID, I had a crazy market. It was
hmm.
insane. It just like it hit you like a ton of bricks. You're sitting home in Zoom calls and you have clients and you're doing showings through the internet. And or the crazy thing was doing showings where you went to a property, you went to the door, you unlocked it, you did the lockbox, you went back in your car, your client went to the property, went inside, showed themselves the property. They left, went back in their car. You went in, you locked it back up. It was just a crazy time. And we closed, like closings
Yeah,
were in the car. It was an absolutely insane time. Um, Certainly it's not like that anymore, but I think it created an urgency.
yeah.
I really
Well,
feel like that whole scenario set up an urgency in your mind.
right. And there was even some, it was a point in time where people were just waiving inspections,
Oh, yes.
to get into the home, like knowing that they had a good offer. They're like, well, we just need it. We can't be contingent on anything else. We're going to do it. So,
Right, right. Absolutely. And what you'll see right now is you go ahead and go call a contractor to do something in your house. They're all busy
yeah.
because they're all fixing the things that you waived,
Hmm.
right? So they're doing very well because of that market.
Yeah. So do you have look, we all have the crystal ball in order, but it hasn't come in yet. Give us your best um, forecast on what this looks like maybe a year from now, and we'll just go 3 years from now. And what do you think? What are you looking at?
What I think, there's still some fear right now, but I am again fortunate to be in a company where Therese and Tom support us with as much education as possible. And we just had a live Facebook um, program through some lenders that gave us a true forecast of the industry, the market, what they expect in lending. There is a forecast that possibly as of January 2023, interest rates may drop down into the fives. So let's use that as a guide, and we'll say that just that drop from 7.5 to 5 is going to give people that push to maybe make a move where they were starting to be stagnant. So I think it will pick up over the next year. Over 3, depending on what the economy is doing, and the politics, the economics, the Fed, all these decisions that are made way up high are going to affect what happens. So I believe just things are going to go back to what normal was. I think what we just experienced over the last couple of years was an overinflated market. It wasn't healthy, I don't think. It was crazy for real estate agents. It was crazy for lenders, for banks. But I think we're going to go back to what is normal. We're going to have to work to sell a house. We're going to have to do our marketing. We're going to have to do more open houses. We're going to have to call people that inquired about the property but didn't follow through. We're going to have to go door knock on people's doors and find out where they're at. So I think it's just going to go back to what it should have been and what it was, as opposed to being what it is now.
Yeah. So full confession, I kind of baited you on that 3-year question,
Oh,
only because it's almost impossible to answer. And what I wanted our audience to understand is how well educated you are and how well educated Keller Williams is in the space. I know that for a fact, and I wanted to make sure that came across to our audience. You're also local. You said you're on the edge of Chester County. Are we neighbors by chance?
I don't know.
I'm,
And
I'm
actually, when I first found you, I was actually watching a chamber chat episode online. I
mhm.
don't remember why I got on there. Maybe it was when Therese informed us that we were members of the chamber, or I had just gone to an event or something. And you had actually said something about this was during the crazy market, um, that you would sell your house at this overinflated price, but where would you go?
Right.
So I think you are you on the south side of Pottstown?
We're in North Coventry.
Yeah. So I am
Yeah.
in Spring City, right on the border of Spring City and Coventry.
Right. Yep. I know where you're at. Okay. I mean, not exactly where you're at, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. So we
Yeah.
are almost neighbors.
Yeah. All right. And
Yeah.
good. And
Great
it's
area.
and yeah, and I love that it's local knowledge too, right? Not
Mhm.
that other real estate agents aren't, but you've been in the area for some time. You know the market really well. It's not like you're a transplant that has come in here from somewhere else and you're looking to root yourself and saying, "Hey, I'm a real estate agent. Come do business with me," sort of thing. You've been in this market. You understand the market. So,
Mhm. I actually
how
try
do?
to do
Go
that
ahead.
very much. I follow the market locally very much. I raised my son, who's now 16. So we've been here 16 years. I'm very vested in my community. I got on one of the political committees. I've been through Springford School District, and I feel very compassionate to my neighbors and what's happening in our neighborhood and our home values. I'm the one that they call if, like, I had my neighbor call me one day. She's older. A wire is down on the side of my house. I knew you would know what to do. So this is
Yeah.
another thing Keller Williams teaches us, is to be contributors. Like,
Mhm.
we come from a place of value. A real estate agent isn't someone that sticks a sign on your lawn and sells your house. We are somebody that people can turn to for a lot of things that are homeowner related.
Mhm. So we know about Gina, the real estate agent. How
Mhm.
about Gina in her downtime? What does she like to do for fun? You have any hobbies?
I do. Well, I've been in fitness for a very long time. I've been a runner since I was 14. So even though I'm getting older and I got arthritis in the ball of my foot, and sometimes the arthritis flares up, I'm still out running. Most people, if you've seen me run on 724 or through the neighborhood or whatever on the trail, so I love to do that. I still
Oh,
personal train on the side a little bit. People are always coming to me with food questions. Drexel and biochemistry and nutrition have been a passion. I do a lot of alternative and herbal things for myself, so I've become a resource in that. I'm also getting certified in yoga. Currently, I just started that.
well, you got a lot going on over there.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm a
Yeah,
single mom, so I got my kiddos.
yeah, yeah, that's good. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share with the audience? Anything we didn't go over? Or...
Number one, don't be afraid. The market is changing. I think the media creates a lot of fear. So if you come into a place where you feel that the best thing for you is to move or to downsize or to simplify your life or to upsize, you're just not in enough room. Don't fear what the market or what let's say the media is telling you. Reach out to a real estate agent that that you trust. Keller Williams, we have over 200 agents. So certainly reach out. Sit and talk with somebody, because we're not going to push you to do something that is not right for you. We're going to we're going to consult with you, find out what your needs are, find out what your concerns are, and give you the best information that you can to make a decision. I feel like the media makes people, it is a fear factor. It makes people scared to make a move or to consider doing something different or something that might be right for them. So don't be afraid. Reach out.
Yeah, I like it. It all starts with the conversation, right?
Right, right, absolutely. Because
Yeah,
there's no skin off your nose. It doesn't cost you anything. The worst that can happen is you walk away informed and still not making a move. Right.
right. Yep. Yep, love getting an education. So as we wrap up this episode, again, if you have a comment for your chance to win a $50 gift cards to Brakeman's Cafe in Boyertown, right across from the Colebrookdale Railroad. So I'm on my mobile device here, so I'm going to just click the chat. I'm hoping I don't go away. I don't think I will. Click the chat and see if anybody is in there that I recognize. I don't see anybody yet. So we can hopefully connect through another channel. Maybe it's Facebook or even LinkedIn for somebody to win for someone to win that $50 gift certificate to Brakeman. So Gina, thank you so much for being a guest today. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Yes, Bill. It was a very pleasure to meet you again.
Yeah, I hope we get a chance to connect sometime in the near future, maybe over coffee or lunch. And definitely tell Therese I said hello. I'll be reaching out to her shortly.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Sure, just hang on just a moment. So once again, thanks to our guest, Gina Aiello. My name is Bill Vitiello. I'm the Director of Institutional Relationships and Marketing for the Victory Bank in Limerick. Thank you once again for tuning into this episode of Chamber Chat Live. Until we connect again, all my best. Bye for now.